What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Jim Chapo back in the building, another edition of If They Only Knew. As always, we got your boy Main Light on the hill out in the Bronx. What up, man?
Yo, what's good to my ITOK is, listen, I love y'all, man. You know, keep sharing, keep liking, make sure you support, man. Make sure you make people hit that subscribe. Make sure they even hit the bell. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. We got a special one today. Steve.
There you go, there you go. Make sure.
Okay, so my name is Dymond Williams. I am from Stanford, North Carolina, and I actually just turned 30 on April 17th. So I just had a birthday. I just hit that 30 mark. What you gonna say? I'm 29 for the next 5 years, though. However, little town called Stanford, and yeah, I'm really honored to be on the show because the last interview I did was with Alvin Peoples, the People's Choice podcast, and it went really well. It was, I wasn't expecting for it to go any further. You know, I really wasn't expecting. I mean, my city took it in, like they took it in, they shared it, they showed love or whatever, but I didn't think it was gonna get to a point where somebody else would ask me. So I am really honored to be on this show.
The honor is all ours. We appreciate you taking the time out, speak with us. But as always, we gotta run it the same way. The people want to know.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
People want to know. The people want to know. All right, so first things first. I'm 20, 21, 22. I'm in the streets. I'm on drugs. I'm out there extremely heavy, okay? I get the opportunity to, make a couple runs here and there, whatever. I make it, whatever. So anyway, the last time, go to Mexico, Matamoros, Mexico, okay? Get over there, woo-de-woo, woo-de-woo, come back, woo-de-woo, don't make it back, okay? So I'm 24, all the way in Mexico, off of U.S. soil, not knowing what's about to happen, not knowing where I'm going, not just in a state of shock because I had already done this action and gotten away with it. So I was cocky, I was greedy. You know what I'm saying? I'm young, I'm pretty, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a drug lifestyle, not really looking like I'm in a drug lifestyle. And in the last video, I really didn't share that I was on drugs. However, I'm strong enough and confident enough to say it now. I was on drugs. You know what I'm saying? So
do you think drugs was kind of what led to you getting caught out there?
Most definitely. Listen, I graduated 6 months early, top of the class. Graduated with a GPA that was very acceptable at that time. You know what I'm saying? I went to a semester of college and just got around the wrong people. And I really want to make it a point to say somebody really doesn't have to say, hey, you come over here and you do this. People can be led by just actions alone.
Yep.
You don't have to, if you plan follow the leader don't have to say nothing for you. They really don't have to say much for you to follow if it looks appealing. Yep. I'm young, I'm Black, I know I'm smart, I know I'm talented, I know I'm gifted, but my surroundings made me think that I wasn't. I don't know if that makes sense. My surroundings, the people that I made a choice to surround myself with because it looked appealing.
Or the glitz and glamour, the sparkle of it and shit. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Total opposite of the life that you was living already.
Complete opposite.
So all the glitz.
Complete opposite. I did not have to make the choices that I made, but I made those choices based on my environment and my influence. Now the last video I did, I really didn't get too personal, but now I mean, I feel like I need to reach a young Black girl who is out there on drugs, not knowing where to go, not knowing about the resources that might be there or might be in a city that just don't have resources.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Big fact. That's a big fact. So boom, get jammed up. We get locked up because I had a co-defendant who I'm not going to speak on her name because she's not in this.
Let's slow it down a little bit.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I'll be ready.
So you live in this lifestyle, regular, everyday lifestyle, not really fucking with the streets like that. You see something that's appealing, you connect yourself with that. So that person or that lifestyle or those people, is that the ones that brought you into the game as far as making the runs?
Once you in it and you get to networking, I'm a talker. So once you get to networking and you get to talking, one thing leads to another. So yes. Most definitely. And it wasn't a situation where, hey, let me introduce you to such and such. It was a situation where, hey, move out the way, I'm gonna introduce myself.
Okay.
And a lot of people, I feel like, some interviews I've seen, some people just don't take full accountability.
We was just talking about.
I'm taking full accountability. It was appealing to me, so I just dove right in.
Was the money or was the act of doing it and possibly getting away with it just the adrenaline?
It was all of it. The adrenaline, the doing it and not really looking like I'm doing it. Appeal, you know what I'm saying? Like my outward appearance.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when you chasing one thing, when you trying to chase two things, which is the money and the dope, you get tired. You can't keep them hair and them nails up. Okay? Them going to get the rental cars and whoop-de-whoop name, that shit ain't cutting it no more.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Car breakdown. You ain't got no money to get it fixed. Why? Because all your money is going to, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Like, that is the honest to God's truth. So when I got locked up on the day of my daughter's first birthday. And instead of calling home crying, this is a fact too. Anybody can do their homework on me. Instead of calling home crying, I waited a couple days. I called my dad. My dad is from New York. I want to say Jamaica, Queens, if I'm correct. I call my dad. I tell him what happened. Not going into full detail, but I'm just like, yo, I'm jammed up. It's gonna be a while before I come home. But in a sense, I was glad. I was so happy because I had already tried rehab. My people had already dished out money for me to go over here because such and such didn't have insurance. You know what I'm saying? Medicaid don't cover this over here if you doing this over here. Like, let's like, come on. Especially not for no young Black girl.
That's a fact. I agree.
Who address is in a part of town that you would consider the hood. Ain't nobody in a rush to I'm not gonna say nobody was in a rush to help me get off of drugs, but the type of drug and the type of lifestyle that I was in, my family just didn't know how to go about helping me. You know what I mean? One thing I will say, if it's a free resource, everybody knows about it.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
If it is a free resource, everybody knows about it.
I mean, it's a witness for that shit, yeah, because everybody knows about it.
But if it's something where you got to give me the recipe so I can go get this resource too, ain't nobody coming up off their recipe.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming up off their recipe.
Fact.
To help little old you.
Yeah.
And it makes it even worse being a female.
Yep.
Being a female in a game where you on drugs and you selling, you doing this and you doing that, that shit is 10 times worse.
Sure.
Because all a man see is a pretty face.
Yep.
If you're not beneficial to the game, that shit will eat you alive. Do you hear me? If you not benefiting the man that you bringing them 10 racks, some 20 racks, some 6 keys, because that's what's on my record. Class A felony, 6 bricks. If you ain't beneficial, you get ate up.
Yep.
I finally got ate up, and I was happy I got ate up because that's what changed my life.
You learned.
No more running.
That is what really changed my life. Of course I was sad because I knew I was about to have to do some time. I didn't know how much. I didn't even care. But I knew I had one monkey off my back. I couldn't run from my problem. I couldn't call nobody and keep crying because that shit cost.
Yep.
Okay? I had to deal with that.
Yep.
I've been clean ever since. June 29, 2015.
That's what's up.
Because I had no choice. And I thank God for not giving me a choice. No bond. If there was any conversation about a bond, it was $1 million.
So that was on Mexican soil? So you got locked up in Mexico?
We got caught at the border, right? So we sit there until the United States, because we're United States citizens, you know what I'm saying? So the United States get us. The closest town, closest city was Brownsville, Texas. That's where we did that county. I can't think of the county name right now. I wish I had my paperwork. I looked for my paperwork before I came on here, but I couldn't find it. However, that's where I did 11 months at up until I got sentenced. It was in Brownsville, Texas. That's where I was going to court at. The county was something different, but that's where I was going to court at in Brownsville, Texas.
So kind of, you don't have to get in full detail, but kind of tell us how you got jammed up. Like if I mean, you know what I mean?
How? I don't know. Because I will get into the fact.
You know, so you didn't even see it coming, it just happened.
No, it was definitely, it was not something I seen coming. This was just, this is a routine type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I had gotten comfortable and greedy. So that last time, it was like when you do shit like this, you don't go in it thinking the worst.
Yeah.
You go in it like, yo, I'm going to go get such and such and not back.
Yeah.
So the one time I did get a thought in my mind, I just didn't even really pay attention to it because I had already. I just thought I was gonna make it back. It's like I can't even explain it. It was so surreal because it was something that I was praying for too. Because at this time I'm on drugs. Okay. So I was praying to God, like, man, I can't do this shit by myself. Like it had got to a point where I'm praying something else happened because I can't handle it no more. So instead of God taking my life, or instead of God doing this and doing that, He put me in prison. I wholeheartedly believe that. That's why I have no problem telling my story. I'm an open book. It's just one of them situations where you just gotten ahead of yourself. I was way ahead of myself. Like to drive from North Carolina all the way to Texas, then go into Mexico. Come on. What? And I'm from Sanford, North Carolina.
It's bold. That's pretty much a bold move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I definitely reap the consequences of that bold move. And I am happy that I did. Because you don't get many success stories, especially coming from Class A drug felonies. You do not get many success stories. It's like if you got a Class A drug felony, you might as well murder somebody. Because I mean, it's a big difference the way they look at you.
Yeah.
When they do that either nationwide background search or state search, Whatever come up on that nationwide search, that determines how a person looks at you. And I've been on plenty of job interviews where I already walk in the room. I already know I'm not even. I already know I'm not.
Yeah.
I already know I'm not good. Because I applied for a job that I know I'm capable of doing, because I'm in college. I'm in my third semester of college to be a social worker. Okay. Yeah, I'm applying for jobs I know I'm mentally capable of doing. But I'm still struggling with, I already know I ain't, Lord, if they do a nationwide search, I might as well not even show up.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what pulls people into the cycle and they end up back in jail because they can't get no work. They can't, what are they left to do, man? Like they gotta live. They gotta survive.
The way I'm gonna say this too, because I had never been to jail for anything like that.
Yeah.
Of course, I was doing petty shit, petty crimes, stupid shit.
Yeah.
But I had never really been to prison, jail, none of that. I had never been.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people are raised to survive. Some people are raised to love.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad is from New York. My mom is from North Carolina. They grew up in Virginia and moved to North Carolina. That's a big mental difference. That is a big mental difference. You got up north and you got down south.
That's a fact.
I'm my father's only child. Okay. So you already know how I'm coming. My father is from New York. Not my mother, my father.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like once I got to a camp, I did all my time in Alderson, West Virginia. Once I got to the camp, and I'm gonna say it took me about 4 months to figure out who I wanted to be. Because you can be anybody in prison.
Yeah.
You could be a big time, you could just be whoever you want to be. You could be whoever you want. Nobody knows you.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you.
So I'm assuming at that point, they don't ask for paperwork over there.
In the female camp, I mean, it just depends on which one you go to. Like I was in West Virginia, so they had, I want to say it's Huntsville, or I can't even think of the camp up there, but I was at Alderson. So it won't know, where you had to be all tough and you know what I'm saying? It was relaxing actually, shit, I'm on the top of a mountain, get to see the deers here now again. I still gotta wake up at count time, but it was actually a comfortable setting. And it's crazy to say that because you're in prison. I'm 4 or 5 hours away from my family. I am locked down. I cannot wake up when I want to. I cannot go to sleep when I want to, but I feel free. Make it make sense.
No, they make it like that. They make it like that to whereas you get so comfortable, especially if you don't have a right mind in place. When you come out, you don't even care. You like, yo, fuck, I don't give a fuck, nigga. I was in jail, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'll go back in. And that's what happens majority of the time.
Yes.
And especially, no disrespect to anybody that's in the gang, but some people, when they go into these certain jails, right, for men anyway, they mostly heavily populated by maybe that certain gang. So now when they go in there, most likely, they're not going to have an issue because, again, if you pop up with another gang member, you start a gang war, and a lot of, people don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So now they go up in there, they get a TV in they sell, they get packages, or vice versa, whatever they got, they get commissary, they pay no rent, no Con-Ed. I mean, the only thing that they're missing is, obviously the females, but dudes make it happen.
It's a way around. It's a way around all that. It's a way around all that. It's a way around. I'm here to tell you, we live in jail. When I say we, I mean me and the other females at the camp, whatever. Shit, living like queens in a sense. At that time, that's what I thought, because I had church over here, I had child hall right here. I didn't have to, in my mind, of course I was ready to come home, but I figured out who I was gonna be at that camp real quick. And that was myself. Look, man, hell yeah, I'm doing RDAP. You wanna know why? Because I need that shit. And of course, I want to go home a year early. That's just, it's like I had to figure out, all right, am I gonna play this shit like I'm some big time? Because you meet a lot of people, especially in the feds, you meet a lot of motherfuckers who just get caught up from their boyfriend or just write a bad check or just something stupid. You meet a lot of people who do a lot of fucking capping, okay? Just to, excuse my language, but just to put it out there.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you meet somebody who just keep it all the way a band with you. It took me a minute to, it didn't take me a long time to figure out who I was gonna be, but it took me a minute to be who I wanted to be around the people I had to live with. You don't want to disrespect nobody's face.
Yeah.
Especially nobody who got 10 plus. You're not about to come up in that cube, that cell, that none of that, and disrespect anybody who got 10 plus. Oh, it ain't happening like that. And that's something I had to learn to respect.
What was it like detoxing while fucking being in prison for the first time on top of that? Like
Detoxing in the county, because that's where I detoxed it. It was the worst thing ever. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It was the worst thing ever. I'm in a Mexican county jail. Me and my co-defendant are the only 2 Black people in this whole entire jail, and we don't know Spanish.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yo hablo español now, pero
Yo, I can't even imagine. Like, to think, yo, that's crazy.
listen, I speak Spanish now, and that is how I learned. They had this one lady guard. I cannot remember her name, but when she seen us come through those doors, she shook her head first. She came and got both of us. And you know, you're not supposed to be around your co-defendant once y'all, you know what I'm saying? She came and got, she just like, listen, y'all gonna have to learn some Spanish. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
Throw you some books every now and again, you know, throw you a couple, you know, some sentences or whatever to practice or whatever. She gonna need to learn Spanish in order to survive. That's when I knew it was real. That's when I knew I'm about to come home speaking a whole different language. When I knew it was either based on survival, that I had to learn another fucking language. Man, you said, okay, dice que? Oh, okay, yeah. For real, I'm just trying to be real. I'm trying to be raw. I'm really trying to give it to y'all straight like you did.
I'm painting a narrative in my head, like,
yeah.
Like if that's me,
and think about, I don't got my eyelashes on, don't got my hair done, like I'm my real, raw, true self. When you facing time, if you not your true self, you get lost, you get caught up in that stabbing shit and all the other. I got a daughter. I was trying to come home to my baby. So it ain't none of that. Oh, look at my pictures. Oh, look at my pictures. This is me and such back in the King of Diamonds. It ain't none of that, because bitch, you don't look like King of Diamonds right now. You look like federal property. My Fed number was 9102. My Fed number was 910-20379. So when I got to the camp, people kept asking me like, "Where you from?" Because they go off your 3 numbers. My 3 numbers was Texas. You know what I'm saying? So everybody thought I was from Texas, not knowing I'm from North Carolina. I'm like, no, I'm from North Carolina, but that's not the that's not the number that they gave me. So that's another thing, how you get comfortable with this identity that, you know, that's your label. Well, like, and it's crazy because I still remember the number. That's how you know that the justice system is working against us right now. There is no reason why I should still know that number.
Let me tell you something. Don't feel bad, right? I got locked up in 1994, and I went up north in 95, and I still know my number from 1995.
That's crazy.
Like, to the point that I played in the New York numbers, like the Win 4, I'll play the last 4 of my DIN number. So still affects me.
Good, man. That shit might hit one day, man.
No, and actually, yo, and when you said that, the day I didn't play it, that shit came out straight.
See?
See?
That shit, man. That bread, man. But shit,
It's crazy.
like the Mexican prison, like, did they have like was the inmates like Americans and shit? Were they was
Okay. The okay, so my co-defendant, you know, she is, you know, masculine or whatever. So the dudes was like I'm thinking I look horrible. Like they just hooting, hollering, they doing that little whistle shit they be doing and look doing this to me every time I walk past. Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
That one. I heard that one.
Listen, it
Remember
was
the handshake.
oh my God, you talking about something. Yeah, I mean, it was, now that I look back on it, I was so like, yo, I got out of here, man. I need Johnny Cock on his thumbnail body, but I knew I wasn't going nowhere. So it was just, once I got, you know, acclimated or whatever, it wasn't a problem eating tortilla and eggs and chorizo every morning. That shit started to it became good. You know what I'm saying? Making our own little chili sauce, crushing up the chili peppers that they gave you on the breakfast plate. You know what I'm saying? With the Saison. Man, don't make me eat a recipe, man. Don't make me eat a recipe.
I'm picturing this shit like I see it in the movies, like it's third world and shit, you know, like I see this shit all fucking like the movies for real, yo. Like cell with like 12 chicks sleeping and shit, like that's all I see.
The cell that I was in was actually 1, 2. It was 4. It was 4 beds. It was 4 beds, but it was like 2 cells in one. So you could unlock the big cell door, and then you could go to this cell over here. You could go, but you know, each one had 4. So it was 4 different females, and one of them was a Caucasian girl. She knew full Spanish. She was in there because of her boyfriend. All of them was in there because of their boyfriend. You know, so it was I took advantage of that time. Because I mean, hell, I know I'm about to do some time, so I might as well learn something. So that's where the Spanish started at. So once I got to the camp, you know, I had my little Spanish friend, you know, I had a little Spanish girlfriend at the time, you know. So, you know, it was
a hand too, you know, knowing Spanish.
That shit helped.
People can't you know, like they sleep, you know what I'm saying? They think you don't know Spanish, you sit there and shit.
Yep, that's a fact.
Oh yeah, I be sitting there just there like this.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Oh, okay.
Yo, I can't make this shit up, man.
You know, what was the politics like in Texas?
Texas was very dry, and the people are really nice. But yeah, I mean, you know, the guards didn't treat us like, you know, they was really wanting to help us, because like to them it was like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so it was all right. I really don't, I never really got into no fights or nothing like that, because that's not who I wanted to be. I wanted to learn something from all these months I have to do. So I went to, once I got sentenced, which ended up being 57 months. Once I got sentenced, I went to Houston. They have the center in Houston that you transfer from whenever you get your camp status. So I was in Houston, Texas for about 2 weeks. And this is how I know if you love somebody, or if you and your lover locked up, y'all will find a way to communicate. When I tell you, I woke up and seen my bunkie talking through the toilet with the damn paper towel, bro. Because it's just like a tier, like the center y'all, man, listen, whoever watches any video can look it up. The damn county jail or whatever it's called for federal inmates in Houston, Texas, is like a tier, top, tall tier. And the females is either at the very top or we in the middle or something. Somehow, either way, you can communicate with the males.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering why she waking up, all times of night using the bathroom. I thought she was just talking to herself. This bitch, she on the phone. Whole time she on the phone, baby. She on the phone. Like, it wasn't bad because that's what I needed at that time in my life. And so it's like I took everything in. I took it all in.
That's what's
I took it all in. Each place I got transferred to, I made sure I met, new people. I networked, woo, because I write poetry. So that was another time for me to go hard on my poetry.
yeah. So you was able to write. You didn't have any type of writer's block for being in this situation.
I had a lot to write about. I had a lot to write about because, like I said, I was young, I was Black, and I was in the system. My parents, they ain't want no millionaires, billionaires, couldn't call the best lawyer in town. It won't none of that. I had to sit down.
Yeah.
So I took advantage of it. After I got over the fact that, damn, I got to do 4 years away from my family. Once that set in, time just became like, it was like time just, I didn't even just think about the time. Like, it wasn't even doing time. It was like when like if you're going, I feel like if you're going through something that you feel like you cannot control or cannot handle yourself anymore, and you pray to your higher being, whoever that may be, and your higher being answer your prayers, you eat that shit.
Yeah.
It might not have been, he didn't save me in a way that I had wanted to be, which was strong enough to go to rehab, come home, and not do it. But look at the statistics on people going to rehab and having to come back to the same city where there is no resources and the same drugs and people.
Yep.
You don't have to, on paper, it says you don't have that great of a chance of winning.
That's a fact.
What though? That's what they want because it's a business to them.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion business because once you get inside of wherever you at, because you can flex wherever you at. It don't matter where you at, county, state, it don't matter where you at. You know what I'm saying? Once you get that commissary list and you get your swag together, whatever the case may be, you get comfortable.
That's a fact.
You get comfortable, you get stagnant, and I've seen a lot of beautiful females. I'm talking about drop dead gorgeous business owners, real entrepreneurs, real people. I'm in Ardell. I'm in a drug program. You know what I'm saying? It's real people who are behind bars because of getting comfortable with the lifestyle and just thinking that you just can't be touched. Those are the ones who really have it tough. Because, I mean, listen, I can't get in my car and just drive to the next Gucci store. Yeah. I'm not at that level yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? So behind those walls, the people who do have those opportunities and have those, assets or whatever the case may be, it shows. So you know where you fit in and you know where you don't. A lot of people try to do this. Oh, I think I fit in over there because I did meet Moneybag Yo backstage one night, and then he did take a picture with me, or like, oh, I do know such and such, so maybe I can squeeze my way in. Nah, I didn't do my time like that because I knew I had to go home a completely different person in order to make it. I had to come back to the same town that I did drugs in, that I, you know what I'm saying, did my dirty in, did whatever it was that was whatever, at that time. I had to come back to a town where I felt like I had to prove myself. That is hard on a young Black female.
So did you put a game plan together for yourself before coming out? Like as far as,
Most
as
definitely.
soon as I get out, I'm gonna hit this, I'm gonna do this.
I had a plan, and one of them plans was to sit in the halfway house, because I say sit for a reason. The halfway house I was at was in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay. If you go and get a job, they take a certain percentage out of your check for your bed spot. Now, you mean to tell me I'm coming home from the feds and I got to pay for another metal bed? I got to give you a third of my check for another metal bed? I'll sit for 6 months. I sat for my 6 months. I did TDAP. I did everything that the system wanted me to do before I was actually free, because I still had 3 years of Fed probation. So that was definitely a part of my plan, because I just couldn't understand, like, damn, you want me to go to work just to give you all my money? Like, what am I gonna have? How can I even, if you don't come home with the money that you saved while you was locked down? Thankfully, I was smart enough to do that as well. But if you don't come home, because I feel like if you're doing 3+, like, bro, you got to come home with at least two bands. Like, you can come home with 2 bands, especially if you know how to hustle.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you can come home with some money. Okay, I did 4 years. I came home with a little something. But I just didn't understand. Like, you really want me to go to work and give you a third of my check just to stay here? And the feds said I have to stay here.
That's counterproductive. They're no.
It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense.
You know, they always gotta get their cut, man. You know how that goes. They always
And
got.
then, yeah, you're right. They always, and they, you know what? They make sure they get their cut. They make sure they get their cut. They're gonna get it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're definitely gonna get it. It was a lot of things that you couldn't have either. Like, you couldn't have anything with alcohol in it. Well, I'm a female. The majority of female products, guess what? They have alcohol in them. So I'm having to use, I'm having to still think like I'm surviving when I'm really halfway free. I'm still having to figure out ways to get around this and that and whip this up, and this will be the same thing as deodorant. Because of another list of requirements, or Like, it's not that you just go to jail. No, you commit a serious crime, you go do your time, then you go to the halfway house, or you go home on an ankle bracelet. Then you do that time. Then once that time is up, they might think about letting you off. Luckily, I got let off probation 2 years early, because that's how hard I grinded once I came home. Yeah. That's how hard I got to that. I got to my bread and did what I was supposed to do when I came home. They let me off probation 2 years early.
That's what's up, yo. Hell yeah.
So that's another thing. It can be done, because I've met a lot of people who get caught up in the halfway house. Like, they go back, they don't even make it home. They go back from the halfway house.
That's crazy. That's just ridiculous.
So it's like you got to set your mind up for those different steps. And luckily, I had a really good friend, Jamaica the author. I am gonna shout her out on this show, because she helped me. She helped me. Like, you always got to find, well, not always have to find somebody, but luckily, I became friends with her, and she guided me, because she had already did like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, like her whole 20s. She had already, So it's like she took me up on her wing, and luckily, that's how I was able to have a plan, because somebody seen that I did want to change. Somebody got to know me for those little couple years and believed in me enough to where I believed in myself. To where I quit doubting myself, to where I knew I was gonna come home and not go back. And guess what? I ain't been back.
That's right. That's right.
That's what's up, man. Like,
I
something that you need, it just helps to have a shoulder or somebody to lean on, just somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to. Just somebody. and I
Most
feel like
definitely.
you're alone in this situation. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
And
So
that's, oh, go ahead.
yeah, no. So do you still do like outside treatments for us like NA or AA, like other?
All right. So I do not do any NA or AA for my own personal reasons. And I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it a band. When you go, they high. Like, I'm I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm just this godly person or some saint or whatever, because I'm not.
yeah,
Because I get to my bag, everybody got a different way of getting to their bag. However, those programs in certain cities that's just not where I would run to first.
Got it.
Because their resource has already been beat down enough to where your mentor, he barely holding on.
Mm.
I don't need nobody like that. I don't need nobody like that. I went once, I ain't been back.
Mm.
Just because the vibe that I felt wasn't,
yeah.
I had more faith in myself than that. Once
You know, it's funny you say that because one of my stipulations was I had to, even though I never really took any hard drugs, mostly recreation, you know, marijuana and alcohol, that was part of my parole. So I'm sitting there like how you saying, and I'm just watching, and I'm in my hood. Like, so I already know, I seen, they used to cop for me, and they still in there. I could tell that, I could tell that they still hot. And I ain't go back. My people ask me why. I said, nah, I don't need that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what that's why I asked that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was the same for me too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I definitely got tried. People definitely tried me when I came home, but I can speak my own truth. If I tell y'all I want to do it, I don't want to do it. If I got to tell you twice, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
If you cannot respect the new me, I cannot fuck with you, period.
Yeah.
I don't care how you feel.
Mm.
This is who I am today. Either you with it or you ain't.
Exactly. And that's the only way. That's the only way. You can't beat around the bush, man. You can't beat around the bush. Like for real.
Not looking like this, not thinking like not coming how I be coming. You can't, because you will get ate up. I've already been ate up. The system has already ate me up, made me think I couldn't make it, made me think I would never get a good job. The system had already made me think I couldn't go back to school. It already made me think that way. Now that I'm in my third semester, GPA is sitting at 3.2.
Mm.
Somebody's wrong.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Somebody's wrong, especially if the U.S. Chief of Probation writes you personally and let you off 2 years early. Somebody's wrong. I don't know who it is,
Motivation.
but it's really sad, because I want to say this too before the interview ends. I was in RDAP, which is the Residential Drug Abuse Program. And they have this big celebration whenever you in, it's a big old hoopah, you make all your favorite food, the pizza in the microwave, the swirls with the Doritos, everybody partying, the little 7-Up cakes, you know how we coming. So we have a little party or whatever, and I graduated the drug program. I actually got set back. So when you get set back, they take your time away from you. So when I graduated, it was a serious thing. Like, everybody was rooting for me because I wasn't bending to their standards. I am saying this. If you know anybody who is incarcerated and they have a chance to do it, they need to stay mentally strong. And I say that because I feel like when I got released from prison, the director of the drug abuse told me, I will see you in 30 days.
Wow. That's bullshit right there.
When the man that just handed me my certificate for graduating, because I had finally bended, I had finally changed in their eyes, told me I would be back in 30 days. And do you know how much fire that put up under me? 30 days? That's all you give me when I done gave you 57 months? You give me 30 days? You think that you have that amount of power over me, that you're giving me 30 days? I took that and ran with it.
Yeah.
I took that and I ran with it.
Do you think maybe that was his intention, or do you think it was all malice behind it? Do you think it was a mind?
I think knowing the things that I did while I was in the drug program, you know what I'm saying? Knowing the way that I moved, knowing the way that I still kept my hustle going, or whatever the case may be, I feel like it was both. I feel like it was both.
Like it was a test.
Yep. Yeah, but he tested the wrong person, because I ain't been back and the rest was that.
That's what's up.
I do want to say that, if I may, I skipped out on my psych evaluation whenever you transfer from prison to the halfway house. If you are in DAP, if you are in RDAP and you have to do TDAP, they make you do a psych evaluation. Do not skip your psych evaluation. When I tell you, I really thought I had it socially down packed, I didn't. I should have went. I should have went and expressed my concerns about, being uncomfortable in large crowds. I really should have went and talked to them people. I really should have went.
That was gonna be my next question, because a lot of people that came on the show stated they developed some form of PTSD from being locked up or either being solitary. Yeah.
And I do not mind telling somebody that. I don't mind telling somebody that. Yes, I am diagnosed with PTSD, and it is because of my time locked down. When I went in, social media was not like it was when I came out. So the way that I thought that I should look when I went in, that's not how we looking no more. So now I got to raise my standards, and now I either got to hustle legally or I got to hustle illegally to look like that, to fit in and to be accepted.
Fact.
While carrying a Class A felony on my back.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Do not miss your psych evaluation. Just don't miss it.
I think, I'm not trying to say, right, people go to jail and people do their time, granted. I think they should get some type of form of disability. It's not to try to baby them. You know what I'm saying? They need some type of start. You know what I'm saying? Some people is not lucky. I got a job in 6 days, so I was lucky. You know what I'm saying? But I know people that they come home, especially they do stretches 15, 20 years.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't expect them to get on a computer and be able to do a resume or do that's almost virtually that's impossible. There might be a few that can do it, and shout out to those that was able to do it, but the vast majority, the stats is not going to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they got to be, at least give them that start where they're not feeling for money, because that's what the main, once you're out and you're 30 something, 40 something, right? And you living in somebody's crib, eventually they ain't gonna want, because the PO's coming to the crib, they knocking on the door, they don't, they don't want that long term. They might do a short term because they understand that your situation, but can't be there longer than 6 months. That's virtually, you know what I'm saying? So I think definitely, there should be some type of petition going on for that. It's funny because they do have those type of grants, but they don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, you will not hear about no grants. Man, listen. Is you going to church on Sunday or not? Because you need a pass to go to church. Is you going to get you some food? There's 2 miles down the road that you have to walk because they won't register your car for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
It with me. Like I said, I was young, I was Black, I'm smart as hell. I knew I was smart then. Smart on drugs, smart off them. Don't need them, you know what I'm saying? But I was young, I was Black, and I was in the system. I said it in the last interview. when you get locked up, if you have never been, you have got to make a choice whether you are going to be a wolf during your time or if you're going to be a sheep. That counts for the halfway house too, because bitches will come home and they will try you. The men will try you too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
The halfway house I was at was a 48 male bed. It was 48 males and 4 females.
What? Wait,
No
wait,
guard,
wait,
just
wait,
a
wait,
door.
wait. You said 4 females?
4
Did I
females.
4? 4.
4 females. 48 males. The only thing that separated us was like a big space where we had to come out and either get our food or, get some ice, get something to drink. So of course, men being men, not saying anything's wrong, whatever the case may be, but men being men, first coming home, you know, don't nobody who really determined not to go back want to have to go through that. Why would you put 4 females against 48 males?
That's the setup, yo. That's, to me, that sounds like a set, especially, right, if some of these men are on type of charges that can be, you know what I'm saying, that can be harmful to
Sex-related
women.
charges.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And now you putting them, because there's no separate halfway house, to my knowledge, for those type of cases. You know what I'm saying? To my knowledge, I don't know. I've never been in a halfway house. I've never been in that part of the system, so I wouldn't know. Maybe I might be wrong, but you know what I'm saying? They're not going to have a specialized place for them, to my knowledge, because they even in the prisons with us. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't. I'm surprised things don't happen on a regular basis.
Exactly. That's a fact.
Yo, I see one of y'all episodes where y'all let this guy tell a crazy story or whatever about, when he was in prison. And the story that I have is the warden of the prison that I was at lost his job for sleeping with an inmate. Now, this ain't one of them entrepreneur inmates that you can check their account and you can see that extra comma in there and know they got bread, they know they got family, they family coming every weekend, they pulling up in business, they pulling up in this and that. The guards, everybody who work in the prison system know what you got going on.
Yeah.
So you're not stupid when you mess with who you want to mess with. When I seen that and I witnessed that, and we witnessed him, getting walked out in handcuffs off federal grounds himself.
That's crazy.
There's no way, it's no way that you can give a 23-year-old 10 plus years and then not get comfortable, stagnant, and lost. Because it's just like the outside.
Yeah.
It's how you gonna make it when you really get on the outside. They don't set you up for that part. They don't give you those social skills. They don't, how to dress, the posture you use in a job interview. It's very rare that you learn all those things or somebody's pressing you to learn those things.
Yep.
Like the person who is in charge of the halfway house that you go to, the person who is in charge of, if you go home or not. It's oh my God, it breaks my heart because it is so many young Black girls, beautiful, smart, behind bars, lost.
The system expects so much, but gives so little.
So little.
But again, I mean, I keep saying it over and over again, but it's all part of their master plan. It's that check, that's that money. That's all it is to them, man. As soon as you get locked up, now you a paycheck. You go back to the check number.
Yep.
Like I always say, when one person get locked up, that one person getting locked up created 7 to 10 different jobs in the criminal system, from prison guard to judge to lawyer to the people that type to the bail bondsman. I mean, to the drug programs, to this, to that. So they not going to fix it. They always going to leave leaks inside the pipe. So when that water comes through, there's still water coming out them leaks. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the system is always going to be. That's why they created it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I definitely know what you're saying. I definitely know what you're saying. I definitely know what you're saying. I just thank God that I had the
Man.
there's I just thank God that I had the strength within myself to just keep going. Like, you're not about to keep telling me no. Somebody's gonna tell me yes.
Mm,
Somebody's gonna say yes.
mm, mm.
Did they say recently that that's supposed to be taken off the applications now?
Yes,
Um,
they did. I'm waiting on that.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to have happened. Like, didn't Obama take that one?
I mean, but no. I mean, even so, right? You know, a lot of people don't know. You know, I was a manager of Starbucks. So if you don't have anything
I love Starbucks.
yeah, they let me go. I was there for 15 years. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah, so like as long as it's 7 years, if it's 7 years or under, then they can hold it against you. If they, you know, they're not going to say it, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But they do
Yeah.
background checks. Now, if you're
Mhm.
7+, you know, you could, it don't make a difference, you know, what's on it. They can't, you know, they can't hold that to you. Like, it's not even supposed to come back. It's supposed to come back as past. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
hopefully, but they remove it because it's just not right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a testament. You know, I was out there, I was young, I was wilding, man. I did time, you know what I'm saying? Caught like 6 arrests, got 4 felonies. Like, I was out there, but I was able to be a manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to
Mhm.
help others get promoted to the next level so it can be done. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it definitely can be done. It definitely can be done because I'm doing it myself.
That's right. That's right. Salute. That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
So is there anything you're working on? Anything you want to push? Any social media? Anything?
So I have a book. It's coming out in December. It's a book of poetry. I wrote a lot before I went. I wrote a lot when I was in there. I just I say December because I want to have enough raw material to this ain't gonna be no pick up and put down. It's gonna be a sit at home, glass of wine, royal, whatever type of, you know what I mean, type of vibe. That's what I want. That's what I want to present to everybody else because somebody got to keep it all the way real about what's going on behind bars. And I know I'm willing to.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
That's what's up.
I mean, I'm not, I'm only one person. I can only do so much, but I do want that book to be out by December because being in the system and still, because I'm not on anybody's docket. Okay, I'm done. I'm completely done. Ain't nobody looking for me. Ain't none of that. Okay,
That's right.
but still being told that I can't do something that is a God-given talent.
Mm. Mm.
You have to wait, 7 years to try to get something expunged. Then on top of that, you gotta have money for a lawyer. That shit costs.
Yeah.
I'm a middle class African American female. You already setting the bar this high up for me to even try to win. So that's why I really want to give raw material. Like, I want people to read my poetry and feel it.
That's what's up, man.
That's the only thing I really got to push. I really want to say shout out to Jamaica, the author. She is a really, 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 really good author. And like I said, she was one of the people who really helped me make it through my time. Shout out to Moet, Mimosa. I'm not gonna say any real names on here or whatever. You can catch these people on Instagram, but those two people are two people who really, 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 really helped me make it through there. And they really showed out when I came home. And what I mean by showed out, I mean emotional support. Hey, yo, bro, you good? You need anything? Well, shit, if you do, just call me. Sometimes that's all it takes for somebody who is coming home. But a lot of people don't have that because when you are on drugs, you burn a lot of bridges. You burn a lot of bridges when the devil got you wrapped up in this one thing.
That's a fact.
So just to have those two people and plus the people from home, you know, the people I had from home with the support or whatever, just to have that was something that I am so grateful for now because I have been around a lot of girls who just sit by the phone and they don't even have nobody to call.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
They just want to hear your conversation because they people not even picking up the phone.
There should be some sort of hotline, some.
You know what? I'm trying to work on something. Maybe we can do a second interview and then I'll bring it out there. But for the most part, that book is gonna be out in December. And if you don't cop it, then you're missing out. That's how I feel. You missing out.
You have a name for it?
The name that I have right now, I don't think I'm gonna go with it because I got 3 different ones. But the name that I have right now is the Dymond that you used to know. Because I'm trying, you know, I got the poetry from before I went. I got the poetry, the pain when I went, and I got the motivation and the determination now that I'm out. So I want everybody to experience that transition with me. So you're gonna read it, the first part of the pages, you're gonna be like, damn, that was Dymond. And then at the end, damn, that is Dymond. That was and that is. That's all I got. Cause I know how I'm coming. Hey, that's all I got to say. If I had a mic, I'd drop it.
I like that. I like that. That was smooth. I like that.
That's just real. That is real. That is the truth. That is the truth.
I like
A friend always told me, if somebody can look you in your eye and lie to you, they will steal from you. If they will steal from you, they will get on the stand and they will testify against you. So before you come at me like the old Dymond that you thought that I was gonna come home and still be, I'm gonna need you to go buy that book, purchase that book, and I'm gonna need you to come again. That's just that. That's just that. And that's coming from somebody who lives in a town where I've done my dirt, and I still get respect because they
Hold yourself.
already know how I'm coming.
Mm.
I love y'all. My computer died. I love y'all.
I'm all into this shit, y'all.
Word up.
But you know, before we definitely gonna have you back on.
Wait, hold on, Joe.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Before you have like a IG, you might want people to tap in. I mean, you want people to follow you, maybe you wanna, spell it out.
Yes.
Please.
My Instagram is at Dymonds Don't Break. That's DYMONDSDNT break. I don't have Facebook. I'm not a Facebooker. That's because it belongs to the police. So, yeah, you can only catch me on Instagram, and it's the same thing as Snapchat. I don't I be on there. I'm on there when it comes to some interviews, some business, and some bread. I don't really do a lot. Like I don't really do a lot of lives on my Instagram just because I be working and like I got homework due tonight by 12. I'm getting to the back. I'm getting to what them people told me I couldn't have.
That's right. That's right.
Proving them wrong.
Right.
But you already know. Oh wow. Wow. Wow.